Hey, what is going on, guys? This is DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Wednesday. We got a smaller slate. Real quick, let's see how we did last night. Still cash, but it could have been a much bigger night. This is my final lineup here with Alfred Payton, Lance, Shaq Harrison, Diallo, JaVale, Trae Young, LeBron, Thomas Bryant. Alvin Gentry, man, he really screwed me here. Alfred Payton, he just sat him in the fourth quarter in a close game. Alfred Payton had 35 through, 2.5 quarters, and just didn't come back in, so he was on pace for 50 plus. It's pretty frustrating there. Diallo also frustrating as well. Originally had Randall, but once they got announced that Diallo was starting, he was just too good of a value play, but unfortunately got into some foul trouble, and then same with Alfred Payton, didn't come back in. They ran with Christian Wood, who had a great game, so a little unlucky there as well. Shaq Harrison, talked about him and Arcidiacono, that I really liked his value plays. Lance, talked about him as well as a really solid value play, and he was good at low ownership. JaVale McGee was low owned. That was a little surprising. He had just been great. Trae Young, also talked about him, really liked him. LeBron, I wasn't originally going to play LeBron, but I had Randall and I had a 2v2 swap that I've swapped LeBron and Diallo in. And then Thomas Bryant, not going to lie, that was also pretty frustrating. So Ariza was doubtful the whole day, and then magically comes and starts, and they start him for Bobby Portis, which actually hurts Bryant a lot. It was great when Bryant and Portis started together. So they're basically secured minutes. But once Portis come with the bench, he was going to sub in for Bryant, so Thomas Bryant got limited a bunch. He didn't play 36, 37 minutes. He played, I think, 25. So he was really high owned though. But yeah, he was frustrating. But still stuck into the cash. I think it could have been a much bigger night if those Pelicans played in the fourth quarter. But what can you do? So a small slate, but I do like the slate quite a bit here. Let's dive right into it. I'm kind of short on time here. So Lillard here at 10.3. There's no CJ. There's no Nurkic, obviously, after that nasty injury. Chicago is a solid matchup here. The only concern is, can the Bulls keep it close? Lillard at 10.3. I know it seems a lot, but I still think he's definitely in play. And then Booker. I really like this game, Washington-Phoenix. Should be no defense played, so Booker at 9.2. One of my favorite spend-ups of the day. The Utah side, they're great. I mean, it's a good matchup. It's just personal for me, like a personal opinion. I'm going to fade Utah. I really think they blow out the Lakers. It's a back-to-back. Probably sit LeBron, so we'll see, though. We'll wait for news. Mike Conley here. This is some pretty big news here at 7.4. If he's out, then we can look to a lot of Grizzlies, so we got to wait for news there. Satoransky, I think, is perfectly fine as part of a game stack here. He's going to play close to the whole game in a good matchup, so I do like him at 6.1. Rondo, probably not. I mean, if LeBron misses, then I would consider. Let's see. Darren Collison, looks like he's expected to play at 5.7. He does have some upside here in a good matchup. Okay, so he does run pretty fast, but I'm probably not going to go there. DeLon Wright, would like him a lot if there's no Conley, so we gotta wait for Conley news. Shaq Harrison, Arcidiacono. The prices came up a bit, but I think, let me go to Chicago really quick. I believe everyone is still out that was out last game, and even Markkanen left with a illness. So I think, let's see, Shaq Harrison as well as Arcidiacono here, still really solid value plays. So no issue playing one or even both of those guys. Let's see. Okay. Let's move on to shooting guard here. So Beal, another spend up I really like. Again, I do like this game stack at 9K. It hasn't flashed the big upside of late, but the price is dropping. The matchup's really good. So I do like Beal a lot. The Golden State Warriors, it's not the best matchup. Everyone's healthy. Probably not going to go there, to be honest. Let's see. So KCP, been pretty solid here. Put up 43 fantasy points last time out. Is kind of scoring dependent, but if there's no LeBron, the Lakers don't have a whole lot. So I think you definitely got to consider KCP if there's no LeBron. Then you got Mikal Bridges. There's some injuries here on the Phoenix side. Let me go to Phoenix really quick. So we got no Tyler Johnson, no TJ Warren, Josh Jackson questionable. So that's a lot of injury news. Mikal Bridges had an off game against Utah. Shot the ball 0-5, but I just assume he plays close to the whole game, so I don't mind him there at 4.8K. He doesn't have huge upside, but I think he's pretty solid. Let's see. So Justin Holiday would be another Grizzly. Him and Tyler Dorsey. Very contingent on if Mike Conley misses. Mike Conley misses. Holiday and Dorsey, I think, are really, really good value plays. So yeah, we got to wait for news there. Caruso, not really playing enough minutes. If LeBron misses, I think you could consider him. Now Lance, 3.7, would probably be my favorite Laker. Still just too cheap. They want to play him decent minutes here. If LeBron misses, that's obviously a lot of usage to go around and minutes. So maybe he pushes for 25, maybe even 30 minutes if LeBron misses. So Lance, definitely my favorite Laker. Okay, let's move on to small forward. LeBron, I really don't expect him to play. If he does play, I'm just not going to go there. Paul George, him and Westbrook are okay, but the matchup is not the best against Indiana. I'm not going there. Kuzma at 6.6. So he's okay if LeBron misses, but I think there's better plays on the board. Jabari, again, finally coming back to earth, not shooting the best here. 6.4K. I think he's a good buy low. He does have some upside. Let's see. Troy Brown Jr. 4.8. He's going to play 25 minutes, but I think there's better value plays on the board. Bruno Caboclo. He had a huge game last time out. Now, I don't think we can expect that again. He's more of a lower usage guy. I would prefer some of those other Grizzlies, but I think he'd be certainly in play still. Chandler Parsons. As gross as it sounds, I think you got to consider him at least at 3.9 against the Warriors. Okay, let's move on to power forward. Let's see. Markin left the game with an injury or with an illness. If he misses again, then I'll get to some other Chicago Valley guys there at the end. Let's see. So Bobby Portis. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Washington runs out there as a starting lineup. Obviously they started Ariza, but he left with an injury again. If they start Bobby Portis and Bryant next to each other, that's when I really like both those guys. But if only one of them starts, it kind of hurts both. They're going to split minutes. So if Bobby Portis and Jabari start next to each other, that's when I consider both of those guys for sure. Let's see. Mo Harkless at 4.3. Obviously, there's no CJ. There's no Nurkic. I think he's okay. But again, I would prefer, some of those Grizzlies value plays if there's no Conley and, probably Lance Stevenson. And then you got Shaq Harrison, Arch Diakono. So I think there's better value plays on the board. And then we get to Zach Collins. Obviously, Nurkic has a lot of minutes to go around. So obviously, my favorite play is Cantor, but I think Collins is going to benefit as well. Possibly even Myers Leonard if they run like a three-headed monster, but I think it's Cantor and it's Collins who benefit the most. Rashawn Holmes got ejected last time out, but this is a really solid matchup, so I don't mind him here at 3.9K. Ivan Robb at 3.6. It hasn't really flashed the upside even without Noah, so I don't think I can go there. Obviously if Valanciunas gets in foul trouble for the blowout, Rob will see more run. So if that's the case, then I think Rob could have a decent game, but it is a riskier play. All right, let's move on to center here. Gobert, again, guys, I'm just fading the Utah side. I really think they blow out the Lakers. So um, I just eh, I just think there's better targets on the board personally. Boogie would probably be the one Warrior I would consider here at 7.2, but I'm probably not going to do it. McGee, he's just been playing out of his mind. 72, 45, 54 fantasy points. I'm not going to talk you off him if you want to go there. And then Ayton here, 6.8. Like him as a part of the game stack. Bigs against Washington have been doing really well. There's a lot of injuries on the Phoenix side. The price is down. So I think it's a really good buy low at Ayton. I do like him quite a bit. And then Enes Kanter here. It's just a lock and load. Bigs against Chicago. They always do really well against the Bulls. There's no Nurkic, so I really do assume Kanter is going to start. If he doesn't start, then I would reconsider, because then I still think he's going to play as like 20 or so minutes off the bench, and I would play whoever they do start, whether it be Myers Leonard or Zach Collins. But I think Kanter's going to start here and play 25, possibly maybe even 30 minutes. So he's a lock and load for me if he does start. Robin Lopez, there's so many injuries there on the Chicago side. At 4.9, I think he would be in play, but I would prefer some of those other Bulls like Arcidiacono and Shaq Harrison. Let's see. And then lastly, I'll bring up Cristiano Felicio here at 3.2. Obviously not the most exciting play, but if there's no Lauri Markkanen, they really only have Robin Lopez and Felicio as bigs. So if there's no Lauri, I think Cristiano Felicio is a really solid value play there at 3.2K. And lastly, let's just go over to Chicago guys again. There's most likely going to be, let's see the news here. Okay, we haven't got like confirmation of all these Bulls being out, but I assume they're going to be out. Levine, Porter, Dunn, possibly even Markkanen. So if all those guys are out, my favorite plays are Shaq Harrison, Arcidiacono. I think Robin is okay. And then any of these value guys, Selden, Blakeney, Felicio, TLC, I think you could play any of those guys. That's kind of my thoughts with that. And I think that's about it. So again, a brief overview here on the Portland side. Lillard, I know he's expensive, but I think he has some pretty big upside in this matchup. I like Kanter a lot if he starts. So if he doesn't start, then it's whoever starts between Zach Collins and Myers Leonard. On the Chicago side, it's Shaq Harrison, it's Arcidiacono, probably my favorite value plays. Then Golden State, Memphis. Golden State side, probably not going to play anyone unless they rest one of their starters. On the Memphis side, it all depends about Conley. So if Conley plays, I think Conley's okay here, 7.4. Been playing really well when he's been out there. But if Conley misses, then I don't mind loading up on Memphis. Valanciunas is okay, but the price is up there. He does have pretty big upside. So I'm not going to talk about Valanciunas, but I like DeLon Wright a lot. I would like Justin Holiday a lot. I would like Tyler Dorsey a lot. Cabocolo is okay. Parsons is okay. Rob's okay. So we got to wait for Conley news. But if he's out, I don't mind loading up on some of the Memphis value guys. Indiana, OKC, kind of a cross-off for me. I think Carlson would be the one guy I would play if he does play. Washington, Phoenix, really like this game as a game stack. I like Beal as a spend up. Satoransky is solid. And then, if it's Bryant and it's Bobby Portis, if they start next to each other, that's when I consider both those guys. And I think Jabari also firmly in play as well. On the Phoenix side, it's really Devin Booker and it's Ayton for me. I think Mikal Bridges is okay. Rashawn Holmes is okay. I do like this game a lot as a game stack. In this late game, the Lakers and Utah, I really do think LeBron sits. I think it's going to be a blowout. So I'm not targeting anyone on the Utah side. On the Lakers side, you could consider some of those guys. Probably my favorite play would be Lance. Any of the starters. But I really do think they get blown out. So I kind of think like everyone's going to play like 25 or so minutes. That's why Lance is my favorite play here, 3.7, because he doesn't need to do much to get you there. That's my thoughts of that. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like the video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. that will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts as more news comes out throughout the day. And I'll be back for another video on Thursday, so I'll see you guys then.